In this video, I'm going to talk about the number one mistake people make with trust that I see as a money protection lawyer. And the number one mistake is not funding your trust. I'm going to share with you what that means and how you can avoid this mistake. What is trust funding? Trust funding is making sure that once your trust is set up, everything is titled or put in the name of the trust. Why is this so important? Well, if you don't do this step, your trust won't work, which means all that money you spent to set up a trust was wasted. It's like buying a safe and not putting anything in it. In order for your kids to be protected, in order for you to be protected, in order for probate to be avoided, your trust must be funded. So now that you know how important trust funding is, let's go through the step by step. Step one is you want to create a list of all of your assets and how things are titled. For example, start with real estate. How is that titled? Do you have a transfer on death or beneficiary? Next, list all your bank accounts. How is that titled? Are there any transfer on death, beneficiaries, PODs? Then go to your brokerage accounts, your life insurance accounts, your retirement accounts, and your other assets. Have a full list of everything you have, how it's titled, and if there are any beneficiaries. Step two, you want to review this list with the lawyer that set up your trust, and then go through step by step the instructions of moving things into your trust. I'm going to give some general guidance per asset, but it's important to remember that based on the specific situations in your family, the state that you live in, and the assets you have, you might do something different. A lawyer in your state may advise you differently. So let's jump into some asset by asset specific recommendations. Starting with your personal residence. Generally, you'll title this in the name of your trust. But there are exceptions. For example, you may have a special personal residence trust. You may have a special Medicaid asset protection trust. If you're trying to qualify for something specific, you may not want to do this. Next, rental properties. You can either assign these directly to your trust, or if you hold them in an LLC, you can assign your ownership interest to your trust. Next, businesses. Now, this is going to depend a lot on the type of business you have. If you're an LLC, an S Corp, a C Corp, is there stocks or do you own it specifically? You're going to want to work with your attorney to assign it correctly. Typically for LLCs, we assign the ownership interest upon death, but sometimes we assign it in life. And if you have shares, sometimes it's beneficial to move those shares directly into the trust right now. Some people decide to wait. So you're going to want to go through that strategy with your lawyer. Next, retirement accounts. Now, if you're married, typically your spouse is going to be the primary beneficiary and the trust is going to be the contingent beneficiary. But there are exceptions to this, especially if you're in a blended family and you really want to do things in a way that's the most tax advantaged. Next, your brokerage accounts and bank accounts. Often you can retitle these into the name of the trust, or you can have the trust as a beneficiary. Personal property, we typically assign all personal property to your trust and then give you a memorandum to update throughout your life. This is not available in every state, so you want to work with the attorney to set it up correctly. Next, cryptocurrency. Now, at the time of recording, cryptocurrency isn't something that you can assign ownership to a trust or an entity. So normally we give our clients a memorandum where they are documenting all the identification pieces so that your loved ones can get access when something happens to you. Vehicles, boats, timeshares, these are assets which are very specific to your state and the dynamics in your family. For example, in some states, it's really easy to transfer vehicles after death. Most people don't transfer them to a trust. In other states, people typically do move into a trust. Similar with boats, with guns, the type of guns you have. And then timeshares, it really depends on the type of timeshare and if you want to bind your loved ones. Often we tell people not to move timeshares into a trust because there are a lot of fees and the juice is not worth the squeeze because it's binding your loved ones in a contract that you don't want to. Step three is keep your asset inventory up to date and review it every year. Often you can purchase things in the future in the name of your trust. You're going to want to work with your tax and legal professional to do the right strategy. And this is the big mistake I see is people don't keep it up to date. They set it and forget it. And then when they pass away, nothing's in the trust and it doesn't have the protection you need. If you like this video, I have a special bonus for you. Check the caption because I'm giving away a free copy of my best-selling book, Legally Ever After. All the details are in the description and be sure to like and subscribe so you can get next week's video.